Hey there, friends. Sorry for the dog stuff last time. I hope it didn't bother anyone too much. I did actually just now go back and watch the last little bit again, just to make sure I fully kind of absorbed everything before I continue. I've actually done that. I don't think I've ever mentioned it, but like if there's if I'll skip a day or something before I record another one, I'll like watch. I've actually watched the beginning part of this musical now several times because I kind of want to get back into the moment, so I'll like go back through again. If it's been like a day or two since I watched the previous part. Okay. So it's gonna get bad now. I keep saying that, but it keeps getting worse. That's okay.
Do you? I am more than mem.
He's got his microphone back. He can be heard again. He is the loud voice again. I don't think they gave him his mic back. Door's gonna be unlocked now, I bet. Oh, you can already see her looking up.
Marie, I am what might be. I am mystery. Come closer.
Dan.
Come closer.
Diana, there's nothing there.
I'm old as time and forever young. I am every song that will stay unsung. I'll find you.
Oh no.
You're kidding. Remind you.
Natalie!
Diana, come back here!
Till you name me.
Oh man. It's the way she clutches herself, says my baby. Like it like for her, it almost like it just happened because she just got the memory back. It's like it's so fresh. Oh Boise. It's always been a curiosity to me that she screams for Natalie in that moment, which we've never seen her reach out to Natalie before this moment in the show. I've always found that interesting that she does this. I think just at the moment she just doesn't trust Dan and she's afraid to be on her own, I guess. And Dan being kind of frozen in place like that for a minute, just like almost like this thing of like, if I don't move, then it's not real. If I don't move, then we can just pretend like everything's okay, and then having to face that like he's back. And her clutching her head, she really is. For a minute she's happy. For just a second when she's reaching up toward him, that lovely little moment, but then it's the reality of like she can't sink back in the delusion, and she can see him, but she knows it's not real, and so she actually has to do something about it now. Ugh.
Find you.
Oh no.
You're kidding. Remind you.
Natalie!
Diana, come back here!
Till you name me, you can't save me. This is one old game that I can play so well. I'm alive, I am so alive, and the medicine fails and the doctors lied. I'm alive.
That's funny because the last time we saw Gabe alone with Dan, it was this sort of almost contrite, sort of upset Gabe when Dan is cleaning up Diana's blood. And now now this is the most sort of villainous we've seen Gabe. I don't know if that's because in this moment he's just been released and we've got the dancing brain paths everywhere. Or if it's because in this moment he is a villain to Dan. He is the thing like that. This ominous cloud that takes his wife away is back, and in this moment, I don't think Gabe hasn't looked this powerful the entire show. And I went back to I said before that if you hold back on things, then it makes those moments pop. I do remember this part in the original, and Gabe's great. But he's kind of been that way since we knew he was alive, or wasn't alive. He's been this sort of kind of larger than life character, this kind of powerful, strange guy, and so it's just kind of it's good, but it's a repeat of I'm alive. That's it. Whereas this, it's like the way he's kind of slinking again, being a cat. Something about this Gabe, it's a cat, just chilling, like just walking on the counter. You yell at them, you go, no paws on the counter, and they still go up there every time. he's just clutching his chest and staring forward as Gabe slowly rises, like he's like looming over Dan in the scene. He's gone from this like kind of small weepy child, the way that Diana sees him, to this just like loud, larger than life thing that Dan views as the thing that is breaking his family apart. And this powerful thing that he keeps trying to bury, that he can't do it because it's too strong. Such a great little touch there, man.
I am testified. I'm alive. I'm so alive. I'm alive.
You can't go to your dance. I have to take my mom to the doctor.
Well, I'll drive.
No.
I'm alive.
Natalie, let me help you.
No, you can't.
Diana!
Just go.
I'm alive.
Look, I'll try to come later.
Okay, I'll...
Now I'm wondering who's like, if the lighting on the stage is the brain, whose brain are we seeing right there? Because when Gabe sang loudly and then when Dan screamed, there was the like lightning there. So is this Dan's brain? And Dan's brain is starting to kind of freak out a little bit. I don't know.
I'll wait for you there.
They told me that the wiring was somehow all misfiring and screwing up the signals in my brain. And then they told me chemistry, the juice, and not the circuitry was mixing up and making me insane. What happens when the burn is healed, but the skin has not reached?
That thing's going pretty fast. I'd be actually dizzy real quick on that thing. And Dan's just kind of huddled up and continues to spin, and it's everything is spiraling out for every character in this moment. They're all finally on the same page, and that page is on fire. But I love the way Gabe was just lounging back like, yeah, bitches, I'm here. Is so perfect. But that thing is going a little fast. I would get sick. I wonder if anyone ever has like been a little hungover and done a show that involves one of the turntables. And I'm sure someone must have gotten sick or just was under the weather. Someone's gotten sick because of a turntable. No way in hell they haven't. Yeah, you get him, Diana.
What happens when the cast blast comes off? And then you
got a little static, the great static look back there, up above. Looks like TV snow.
find the break was always in another bone.
Relapse is very common, Diana. It's upsetting that the delusional episodes have returned, but not entirely unexpected.
They tried a million meds and they strapped me to their beds and they shrugged and told me that's the way it goes. When finally you hit it, I asked you just what did it. You shrugged and said that no one really knows. What happens if the medicine wasn't really in control? What happens if the cut, the burn, the break is never in my brain?
That's so interesting. Gabe's looking upset. I think it's because he's back, so he's like, great, I'm here, so everything go back to normal. I'm with my mom, and it's all good. And the fact is, mom wants to get better now for real. And the way that he's looking at her, expecting to be noticed, he needs the attention, he needs the connection. And she's looking past him, she's looking around him to keep focus on the doctor. And I don't think we've ever seen her focused on someone that's not Gabe when Gabe is right there. And he's gonna throw a little kid tantrum because he's a little kid and he's upset.
Or in my blood, but in my soul.
There, okay.
What happens if the cut, the burn, the break was never in my brain or in my blood, but in my soul?
Make up your mind, this is clarity.
I wonder if he's just kind of realizing how much he hurt her. Like he does actually feel a little, or, well, the way she would view him is feeling sorry at this moment. There is something, if you look at the kind of, not looking at him as Gabe in this moment, there's something really interesting about a woman who's been living in grief her whole life, has got electroshock therapy, forgot everything, remembered her trauma, and is now literally in trying to find some balance in her brain and find some semblance of normal. The image of her hugging her grief is kind of poignant and sort of sweet in a weird way. I don't know.
Clarity that you did not have before. The treatment is strong but lasts only so long. And maybe your mind's needing more.
Let's say that's not it.
The ECT is powerful, it gave you your life back, but the effects fade and additional treatments are almost always needed.
That wasn't on the form.
Make up your mind that you'll try again. Make up your mind there are moments of light. The one thing that's sure is that there is no cure, but that doesn't mean we don't fight. We'll return to talk therapy.
That's really interesting. Hanging like that, and it's Gabe that's holding her back. This can be taken in so many ways. What is she leaning over? Is it dropping into the abyss? It says try again, like try again for ECT, try again with her wrists. Like, what is it? Obviously that's not what he means, but what is she hearing? And it's like he wanted her to, or is she maybe just like leaning like catch me on phone, like I want to move on, and he's holding her back. I don't know. That's really interesting. I think you can read it in a bunch of different ways. I'm sort of seeing it as a more kind of blanket, regardless of what she's leaning over, regardless of what she's seeing when she's looking down, she can't move at all because she's being held back by her grief. No matter what, if it's a positive and negative, a sideways or whatever move is next in front of her, she can't do it because of Gabe holding on to her.
There's still work to do.
Baby, I let myself fall. Watch me unfold.
We might have to look at
Baby, the fall
a new drug regimen.
isn't so bad.
There are other promising therapies, EMDR for instance, or TMS.
Watch me, I'm falling. Watch me, I'm flying. Somehow surviving.
Diana, you have a chronic illness, like diabetes or hypertension. If left untreated, it could be catastrophic.
I understand. But there has to be another way.
Stay with me, try again. Don't walk out on treatment, don't lose what you've won. You've struggled for years, but you've only begun.
My first psychiatrist told me that, according to the manual, grief that continues past 6 months is pathological and should be medicated. 6 months. For the life of my child. Who makes these decisions?
It's a guideline, nothing more.
Yes. Nothing more.
Stay with me, try.
It makes me wonder if Gabe just now looks like his father. It makes me want to see a world where she maybe just had a better therapist from the beginning. If things would have gotten the way they had. I think that there is no question that she has mental illness to start with. Like, that was already there. I don't think it would have gotten as bad without the stuff with Gabe, but I don't think she would be 100% like a neurotypical, completely mentally healthy person. I think that she still has stuff regardless, but I think trauma made her snap harder or faster or whatever it may have been. I think the part, I'll be honest, I don't remember everything about the end of this show. Because the main thing I don't remember is where she lands on therapy. I do remember this part, and this was honestly the part of the show that kind of rubbed me the wrong way a little bit, because I felt like it sort of demonized, possibly demonized therapy a little bit. I don't think it did. I think the whole point is to find a bit of in between the meds, the talking. You don't always have to have both, but you at least have to have the talking. I think you can have talking without meds. Not everyone needs meds, but if you have meds, you need to also be talking to someone. There's no question of that. And especially with this woman, if she's never allowed to find a baseline, how the heck is she gonna, like, who knows what her baseline is anymore without meds for how many she's been on? She just needs better doctors. But the thing I remember kind of taking away from this is I wasn't sure how I was meant to feel about I didn't know what the people who made the show's opinions were on therapy. I wondered if maybe they were negative, and it kind of made me feel weird as someone who's been in therapy on and off since I was 9. And some of my therapists were terrible, and yeah, it definitely, it's not great. All my psychiatrists were terrible. It's not great, but you kind of have to try again, maybe not with the same person, but you know, I don't know what I'm saying anymore. I'm curious to see where they go with this. Again, I totally just don't remember the end, so I don't know if I'm like talking out my ass and that's gonna be like, oh yeah, I know they're fine in the end. But I just remember this part kind of always bothering me a little bit. I don't know. But yeah, that whole thing of 6 months of pathless, that's insane. No. Also screw manuals and
Again, is medicine magic? You know that it's not. We know it's not perfect, but it's what we've got. It's all that we've got.
Goodbye, Dr. Madden.
just kind of flailing over. Gabe curled up in a ball. Does she want to fall or just fall back into? To me, anyway, that was her considering falling back into delusion, but then just hopping off herself and walking away. Whether she's, whether in this moment she knows if she's going to fall back to delusion or not, she's making the choice to not just like give in completely, but to take herself out of this bad situation. Because regardless of how you feel about, regardless of how I feel about therapy, this ain't the right situation for her. She should not be having, especially when the ECT didn't seem to work very well to begin with, shouldn't be doing that.
So what did he say? He said I could do more ECT or go back on the meds. Okay, so what are you gonna do? I'm gonna take you to your dance. Mom, it's time you start thinking of your own happiness.
It's not happiness, it's Henry.
You love him?
Mom,
She's in high school.
you can't just walk out on your doctor.
Maybe I've lost it at last. Maybe my last lucid moment has passed. I'm dancing with death, I suppose. But really, who knows? Maybe I'm tired of the game.
You can't just say things like that to your daughter, because what it's sounding to her like is you're saying basically, maybe I'm just gonna die, and that's cool. Like, I'm fine with that. How is your daughter supposed to take that? I do love that they never took away all the stuff that's on the ground. Their memories, their dirty secrets, everything is just spread out throughout this entire act. That's rough. That's fantastic.
Of coming up short of the rules of the shame, and maybe you feel that way too. I see me in you, a girl full of anger and hope, a girl with a mother who just couldn't cope, a girl who felt caught and thought no one could see. But maybe one day she'll be free.
That's so hard, because I think in this, Natalie's like hearing her worst fears said to her right now. I see, basically, I see myself in you, which is the thing she's afraid of, becoming her mother. But also it's her mother going, first of all, you're not alone. I maybe know some of the things you might be feeling. But also I think it's important if you do have a history of either mental illness or whatever it may be in your family to take it seriously. So it's like, whether she means it this way, also sort of look at me as like a warning, I guess. Like, in other words, look at my mistakes and don't repeat them. Don't take this long to take charge of your life. Don't take this long wallowing in delusion. But also, how can we just say Natalie looks gorgeous in that jacket? That's a really nice jacket. That coat.
It's so lovely that you're sharing. No, really, I'm all ears. But where has all this caring been for 16 years? For all those years I prayed that you'd go away for good. Half the time afraid that you really would. When I thought you might be dying, I cried for all we'd never be. But there'll be no more crying. Not for me. Things will get better, you'll see. Not for me. See. Not for me. You'll see. Not for me. Not for you'll see.
That's definitely not in the original. Is that her holding her like that? I think this weird sort of, I think Diana does feel really strong in this moment because she's kind of let go and, she doesn't quite know where she's going now, but she just knows that no one's going to tell her where she's going. But, I love that it's not like, I do like this song, this part, because I do like that Diana's not saying, and Diana and Natalie are both not just like, oh, hey, we get along now, and it's going to be fun because I said sorry, and that's what you say in a show, and then everything's fine. That, she's reaching out, she's basically saying, maybe I understand, and also, things are going to be okay for you. Maybe not for me, maybe not for us, but things will be okay for you. And I really like that. Because that is, that is what Natalie actually needs, is for someone to tell her she's going to be okay.
Maybe we can't be okay, but maybe we're tough and we'll try anyway. We'll live with what's real, let go of what's past, and maybe I'll see you at last. I don't believe you.
That's fair. She has every right to say
17 years ago, your brother died of an intestinal obstruction. He was 8 months old.
I wonder if Natalie's ever even been told. I wonder if Natalie's ever even been told how he died. I assume she's been told his name, but I don't know for sure. And that's crazy to think about. Oh, Gabe's looking up. Is he like, I'm being spoken of, or is it like knowing what's about to happen that she is actually going to move on?
I know I couldn't say that to you before. Yeah. I'm sorry. We wanted to give you a normal life. I realize I have no clue what that is. I don't need a life that's normal. That's way too far away. But something next to normal.
Is it the title? Everyone drink.
Would be okay. Yeah, something next to normal.
That's the thing I'd like to try. Close enough to normal to get by. We'll get by. We'll get by.
Okay. Now go to your dance.
You in the mood? Blues! No. That dress is cute though. Oh, what a cutie. You know, she's giving me, for a minute, Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland vibes, which I don't want to think about. Still, it's cute. She's adorable.
Hey,
Hey,
you look like a star, a vision in blue,
oh, I do.
and you are. Hey,
I was thinking, I also love that dress, for everything we've seen her wear, this dress 1000% makes sense for something that Natalie would wear. It's not that just like put her in this like nice dress that would just be like, oh, this would be pretty or whatever. Like that is a dress that is very much her style. I think that's very cute. It's kind of really vintage. It's kind of plain but kind of cute. Like that's, yeah, I like it.
you came,
Well, I said that I might.
I thought we were through, me and you.
Not tonight.
Will your mom be okay?
Well, she might be someday.
But for now it's all fine.
She's still on my mind.
Can you leave it behind? Stay, let's see this
Am
thing.
I crazy? I might end up crazy.
I'll be here for you.
You say that right here, but then
Ooh, this part always gets me. And I kind of the version in the original one, 'cause I do remember this sequence pretty well. This little part, it's actually a bit more dramatic. Like she's kind of playing it a little bit louder. She's kind of you know, this part she's kind of shouting, which is kind of like I like that performance for sure. I kind of also like this because it's almost like she's afraid to, like, her voice is very small to begin with, but it's like she's afraid to say it out loud. Like if she says it out loud, it might come true, kind of a thing. Ugh.
and give it a year or 10 years or a life, I could end up your wife, sitting staring at walls, throwing crap down the stairs, freaking out at the store, running nude down the street, bleeding out at the back.
Perfect for
Too much for a
you.
16-year-old man.
I will be perfect for
Can't
you.
promise that right now, but that's okay.
So you could go crazy, or I could go crazy. It's true. Sometimes life is insane, but crazy, I know I can do. 'Cause crazy is perfect, and messed up is perfect, so I will be perfect.
Perfect for.
I think my problem is that I'm just such a cynical bastard. I'm just like, you don't know that. You're a child. And what do you mean, like, crazy? What are you talking about? Like, I think I kind of roll my eyes at Henry because I think he's naive, which is really just kind of me being cynical and lame. I'm happy Natalie has something nice in her life, regardless of how long it lasts. If it lasts for 3 months or it lasts for, 45 years, good for her. I should just leave it at that.
So anyway, leaving. I thought you'd like to know. You're faithful, come what may. But clearly I can't stay. We'd both go mad that way. So here I go. And anyway, I'm leaving.
That's so betrayed. I wondered if this version would kind of get me to understand this moment. I think it kind of does a little bit more because I feel these two do genuinely love each other. There's like this horrible bitter sweetness or just bitterness that I think maybe she's right that if they stay together, things will just continue to repeat themselves for both of them. She'll staying in this position, being the mother and the wife in this house. She'll fall back into delusion eventually, and he will still get to keep the mask on because he'll need to, and he'll never process what he needs to process. So it's this sad reality of just like, we love each other and we stayed together and I have to leave because you never will, but it might be better for both of us. Who knows, maybe down the line when they're both better, maybe they'll get back together, maybe they won't. But I think for the first time, I think that's possible. I've never thought before. And also I get it better now. So thank you, Proshot. You have helped me.
I guess that you can see. I'll try this on my own. A life I've never known. I'll face the dread alone. But I'll be free. With you always beside me to catch me when I fall. I'd never get to know the feel of solid ground at all. With you always believing that we could still come through. It makes me feel the fool to know that it's not true.
Yeah, I think that, oh God. It is really, it is so funny that again, it's like I've said it before, I've heard these songs before, I've seen these same performers, not the same performance, but you know, these songs performed like this before. And it's like I'm hearing it for the first time, where I've heard these lyrics and I'm just like, I get it, yeah. But now this time I'm like, yeah, no, of course she has to do this because, you know, because he wants so badly, he loves her so much and he wants so badly to be who they were. And she needs to figure out who she is, and that's a whole thing. And it's hilarious, maybe embarrassing that it's taken me, for some reason, this performance to get it. You know, it kind of reminds me of another stage performance thing. I've only seen clips of this. I have not watched the entire thing. I'd love to sometime. My God, I just haven't gotten around to it yet. I love Shakespeare. I love Hamlet. Hamlet's my favorite Shakespeare play. And I've seen tons of different versions of Hamlet. And I understand Shakespeare. It makes sense to me. And that's great. But I know for some people, it just doesn't make sense. And that's cool. I have friends who like, you know, they're just like, when I hear it, when I read it, it sounds like a different language. I know it's not, but it sounds like a different language. And then every single one of those people, I sent clips I found of Andrew Scott's recent version of Hamlet. And it's just funny because, again, he's saying the same lines that you've heard a million times. But for some reason, when he performs them, they make sense to lots of people who do not understand Shakespeare. They'll hear it, and it's like he's speaking normal English, which he is. But but some people think of Shakespeare as being like Old English. It's not, but that's okay. But it's like, he's the only person I've ever seen perform to be or not to be in a way, which I've heard that speech a million times. I know chunks of it by heart. While watching him, it looks like he's thinking it up. Like it's coming to him as he's saying it. Like he's writing it as he's saying it, which is so insane. It's something I've never seen before. And yeah, it's one of those things where it's just so funny how a certain performance can suddenly make something you've heard a million times sound like it suddenly makes sense to you. And that's what I found with Andrew Scott's version of Hamlet. If you are a Hamlet fan or kind of never really understood Hamlet, I think it's all on YouTube. Like I said, I haven't seen all of it. I'm only seen clips. But my God, was it phenomenal from the bits I saw. Andrew Scott's amazing. We're getting off topic. But yeah, that's what I'm feeling with this. It's just, and it makes me feel embarrassed because I'm sitting here going, oh yeah, I've seen Next to Normal, and then acting like I've never heard this before, but I feel like I've never heard this before. How is this making sense at all, man? I'm at 36. I'm just gonna finish the show. I've got like 10 minutes-ish. Let's just go. I feel like in these last couple, I've sort of like followed. I hope I'm still saying interesting things. I feel like I'm just kind of staring at it more than I was before.
What doctors call dysfunction, we tried to call romance. And true, it's quite.
Sorry, God, I always love that line. Oh, what doctors call dysfunction, we tried to call romance. That is rough. Rough but good. I have a friend, will not do specifics, but she knew she was not in a good relationship. I knew she was not in a good relationship, but she wasn't going to believe me. And it finally sunk in when she was really not sure what she was going to do with this girl. And she was in a really dark place, and she was finally going to see a therapist. And thank God. And she said, like, all right, tomorrow I'm going to my first session with a therapist. And she went, I'm nervous about you seeing a therapist. I'm afraid she'll tell you to break up with me. And my friend went, okay, we need to break up now. Like, it's like, the drama is not romance. The drama is drama, and probably toxic.
Quite a trick to tell the dancers from the dance. But rather than let chance take me, I'll take a chance. I'll take a chance.
Let's see that again.
Take a chance.
It was all dark, and she announced that suddenly all the lights kind of brightened a little bit, like just sort of like she exhaled, it released a little bit there and got a little bit brighter in there. That's very cool.
I'll take a chance on leaving.
And then it goes back dark again.
It's that or stay and die. I loved you once, and though you love me still, I know it's time for me to fly. I loved you once, and though I love you still, I know it's time for me to go. And so, goodbye.
And then panning, like, I love that's the moment you see Gabe's there. There's just a pan, and he's sitting there. He's been there the whole time. And she didn't say a word to him, and he's being left too. All right, it's time. We're gonna look at the other versions. Bear with me here. Let's go with Broadway first. Give me a minute while I find it.
Who stayed. I am the one, and you walked away. I am the one who waited, and now you act like you just don't give a damn, like you never knew who I am.
You just sound a little bit sad here, but then I'm kind of like, well, I guess I didn't know who you were, because I feel like you're mad just because she got to leave you instead of the other way around. I don't know, man. She's like, you don't get to, that's not how this goes. No, I'm a good person because I stay with you. That's how this works. Oh, goodness.
I I am the one who knows you. I am the one you fear. I am the one who's always been here. I am the one who hears. I know you told her that I'm not worth a damn. But I know you know who I am.
No.
I know you know who I am.
Can't you just leave me alone?
I know.
I love the way the drums kick in there. There's something very, like, kind of ominous about it. And so everywhere, like, even as he's walking around, he's kind of like just always not quite looking at him because he doesn't want to.
You know who I am.
Why didn't you go with her?
'Cause I'm holding on. And I won't let go. When we go, you don't know.
I am the one who helped you. I am the one who cried. I am the one who watched while you died. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I am the one who loves you.
I just feel like their faces are inappropriate. It's so funny because I like this show and now I feel like I'm judging the original so harshly because I've seen the newer one. Darn it, it's been ruined for me. It's like, yeah, I just don't feel like they're good. And I always thought this show was very emotional, and I'm like, no, it's not as good.
I tried pretending that I didn't give a damn, but you've always known who I am.
Gabe. Gabriel.
Hi, Dad.
Why? I thought that part was weird.
Dad?
I was like, hey, Dad, off I go into the darkness. I don't know, it's just kind of a weird, it's a really short, weird moment. Though I love that reprise. All right, let's find the off-Broadway one real quick. Give me a sec. I do remember this Dan being a little angrier, which does kind of make sense because this one really generally loves Diana as opposed to the other one I didn't feel like did. But I remember him being like legit kind of pissed. So we'll see.
I am the one who loved you. I am the one who stayed. I am the one and you walked away. I am the one who.
Yeah, there's a little bit of this problem is that a bunch of people in the audience are crying, including I think the person with the camera, so things get kind of shaky. I forgot about that. Sorry, I shouldn't laugh, but it's kind of funny. You can hear all the sniffles.
I am the one who waited, and now you act like you just don't give a damn, like you never knew who I am. The one who knows you. I am the one you fear. I am the one I've always been here. I am the one who hears you. I know you told her that I'm not worth a damn, but I know you know who I am.
I think it's interesting because it's the same Gabe, but he seems angrier. Again, like he seems more like righteously angry, almost more like Jax. Yeah, fascinating.
No,
Different.
I know you know who I am.
Can't you just leave me alone?
I know you know who I am.
Why didn't you go with her?
'Cause I'm holding on. Let me go. And I won't let go. Let me go. But you don't know. I am the one who helped you. I am the one who cried. I am the one who watched while you died.
I think that's interesting, looking at these back to back, that Broadway Dan did not make eye contact with Gabe until he said his name. But the fact that they just eyes met during the I am the one who watched while you died, which is such a great line for both of them to say. The fact that, you know, that Dan was holding Gabe while Gabe died, and Gabe's been watching, Gabe's and Dan's grief has been watching as Dan has slowly died over these last several years is such a just brilliant line. I like that he's more just kind of curling up on himself, almost like he's trying not to cry kind of a thing. Like he's sort of just like tensing up. Like he's trying to just hide.
Yeah, 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 I am the one who loves you. I tried pretending that I don't give a damn, but you've always known who I am. Gabe. Gabriel. Hi, Dad.
Better moment, but still a quick bye. I hope Jack doesn't do a quick bye. They just both look abandoned.
I am the one who loved you. I am the one who stayed. I am the one, and you walked away. I am the one who waited, and now you act like you just don't give a damn. Like you never knew who I am.
I wonder if this is a weird thing I'm about to say. I wonder if Jack can dance, because I feel like he just has such a control over his body and the way that it moves, where he kind of stands up like almost like a snake, just kind of goes up like this. It's funny listening to all those back to back to back. Like, is this the strongest voice for Dan singing wise? No, but like, okay, sure. If I'm gonna listen to a soundtrack, I guess maybe I won't listen to one of the other guys. But if I'm going to watch a performance, this is the one that's gonna put a knife in your heart. I get pretty over performance in the soundtrack, but always performance over pretty in a live production that you're watching. There's no question. And just moving around. Is he gonna climb? You better climb, my little cat boy.
I am the one who
There you go.
knows. I am the one you feel. I am the one who's always been here. I am the one who'll heal. I know you told her that I'm not worth a damn, but I know you know who I am.
No.
I know you know who I am.
Can't you just leave me alone?
I love that in the other ones, I remember that moment being like kind of a shock almost. Like, oh my gosh, some people again think that Gabe's a ghost, sure. But in other words, that Dan can see him to his version of Gabe, that being a shock in the other versions. Whereas this, it just almost feels like, it doesn't feel like a shock to me at all. Not because I know the story, but because it feels like these two have been dancing around each other the entire show, figuratively and literally. That they've been almost touching and almost having these connecting moments and not quite happening. And so now it's almost like when he looks up and the drums kick in and he goes like, no, why didn't you go with her? That kind of thing. Can't you just leave me alone? It's less like a, oh my gosh, I can't believe you can see two. More of like a promise fulfilled of like, we're done with this now. She's gone. We're all that's left. And you have to deal with me now. It's just kind of like it's more of just like, this is literally a moment of closure. We both need to just kind of deal with this. We both, meaning just you.
know you know who I am.
Why didn't you go with her?
'Cause I'm holding on.
Let me go.
And I won't let go.
Let me go.
You don't know. I am the one who held you. I am the one who cried. I am the one who watched while you died. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I am the one who loved you. I tried pretending that I don't give a damn.
In the other two, when Gabe hugged his father, it was like, it really felt more like, I'm keeping you in your spot. I'm keeping you here. Whereas this felt like a kid desperate for a hug. And just and the fact that they turn toward each other and sing at each other. Like, I knew they would. I knew they would in this one. There's no way. And oh God, when he pulls away like that and his like pulls back like this, he has that moment of connection, knowing, like, looking his grief in the face, and then gets scared and backs away, as he has this entire time. But the thing is, he doesn't, for Natalie, but like, he doesn't have to be the strongest one. He doesn't have to be fine. He can be not okay. It's allowed. And when Gabe reaches out like that, it's so heartbreaking. Just like, suddenly it's like the little kid is reaching out to him. It's not the scary guy anymore. It's the kid.
Try pretending that I don't give a damn, but you've always known who I am. Gabe.
Aww.
Gabriel. Hi, Dad.
Dad?
Damn it!
What's going on? Why are the lights off? Where's Mom?
She's...
Millie, was I getting too loud? I'm sorry. I'm very upset. I love that he didn't scamper away. But I have to just unpack that for a second. When he says Gabe at first, and his eyes are looking big, like, yes, yes, and it says Gabriel. And the hi, Dad. It's almost like a happy, like, hi, Dad. Like the other one's more just like a letting out this breath he's been holding for, 18 years of like, oh my God, yes, hi. Like he's finally getting to speak to his father for the first time. And again, because we're seeing Gabe as this child who wants to live. It's like if you touch him almost, you have to, like he's real to you. So when he leans forward like that and Dan's gonna touch him, it's like he had the option at that moment of sinking into his grief. Of like sinking in, not acknowledging, but like sinking into his grief. And then Natalie walks in and he has to remember his living child and he has to pull back like this and realize, and Gabe's just staring at him with these giant eyes just boring at him, and he's just like, this is not, I need to deal with this, but this is not reality. My daughter is reality. My daughter is what's happening right now. My wife just left. It's what's happening right now. So he's acknowledged it. He can see it. He can't put that back in the box, but he can't just suddenly give in and have Gabe be real, because that's also not how you not how you deal with grief. God.
She's
looking at him.
Gone?
Yeah.
So it's just me and you for now.
Yeah.
And he's so sad because he has to die for real now. God, what an effed up way to do this, but like, yeah, for sure. That's how you make it hurt the most. Thanks. Oy. But I do love that he's in the middle of the two of them, and that Dan keeps looking at him, but it's like, I see you there, but I'm not giving in. And it shows how strong Dan is, but also like, I don't know. It gives me I just have a lot of emotions going on right now, okay? I just have a lot of feelings, and nobody look at me. Is that why people think he's a ghost? Okay. But he's also grief. And in that moment, she's grieving. Her mother's gone. So grief briefly touches her. Makes sense. And she has to feel it. She knows that it's there. She has to, you know, it's like she said, she'd be happy if she left, but she'd also be devastated if she left, and she left. So Natalie feels a touch of grief there. Makes sense. Not a ghost.
Okay.
Oh, we can't put the mask back on.
Okay. We need some light. First of all, we need some light. You can't sit here in the dark and all alone. It's a sorry sight. It's just you and me. We'll live, you'll see.
Night after night, we'd sit and wait for the morning light. But we've waited far too long for all that's wrong to be made right.
I love that it's always Dan that puts everything away. When it's things like that, when things have fallen apart like that, it's usually Dan that puts it away. Granted, like when it's dinner for I'm the one and you don't know, it's both of them. But I love that it's like he's seeing someone taking care of him for a minute, and then he comes and he joins in. Because the whole idea of like, it's Natalie going, I'm going to take care of you. Because Natalie doesn't take care of anyone. No one will acknowledge her. So it's like, I'm seeing you and you're seeing me and we're seeing each other and I'm going to take care of you. And it's Dan letting that happen for a moment, feeling that, and then going, I'm going to also take care of you. We're going to take care of each other. And that is fucking beautiful.
After day, wishing all our cares away, trying to fight the things we feel, but some hurts never heal. Some ghosts are never gone, but we go on. We still go on.
I love it. He doesn't get put back. He doesn't get put in a box. He's just kind of hanging there. He doesn't get a light on him. He doesn't have a microphone. But he's just kind of there. As he always will be.
And you find some way to survive, and you find out you don't have to be happy at all.
And behind her.
To be happy you're alive.
Do you know where she went? Have you heard from her?
Yeah, I heard from her. She's staying with my grandparents.
Do they actually exist?
Yes.
Fair question.
So that's good, right?
Well, going home has never been a solution to any of my problems.
Well, that's what you got me for.
Seriously? You're like number 3 on my list of issues.
You keep a list?
Don't worry, Henry. You're my favorite problem.
That's all I ask.
Such a cute line. You're my favorite problem. I love Diana, whether it's her imagination of what Natalie's doing or whatever it may be, just basically just getting to see her daughter, looking at her daughter in a moment like that, see what's really happening, and smile is very sweet.
Day after day, give me clouds and rain and gray.
More rain, more with the weather thing. When I need to watch this again and do a whole thing on just weather, just for myself, for my own amusement, because I never noticed it before, but there's a lot of weather talk in this.
Give me pain if that's what's real. It's the price
We pay to feel the price of love is lost, but still we pay. We love anyway.
Look, I know you can't tell me if you're treating her.
Oh, he put the music box back together. Oh, he put the music box back together. Oh. That looks just like a book of, that little book for photos does look so much like one that my mom had when we were kids. That's great. It looks so close to it. So we didn't have a daisy, but all the other flowers look the same. Oh, he put the music box back together. No! I'm sorry, dogs.
I just wonder if she's okay.
I think she's working on it, and she's aware of the risks.
Do you think she'll come home?
It's hard to say. Right. Dan, would you like me to recommend someone for you to talk to?
No. Yes. Yes, I would. Thank you.
I think in the Broadway one, he's like, no, I'm fine, and then walks away and then stops and goes like, yeah, I will. But the fact that just the immediate no, because that's his first response is to go, no, I'm fine. And then taking just a half second and go like, no, that'd be good. Like he's having to retrain himself to actually acknowledge that he can have emotions, and he has to think you're allowed to be selfish a bit if it's for self-care, man. You have to be selfish a little bit because no one else is going to do it for you. Oh God. Everyone should have therapy. Everybody. Everyone. Not everyone needs meds, but everyone should have a little bit of therapy. Come on now.
For you to talk to?
No.
Immediate no. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I would. Thank you.
And when the night has finally gone, and when we see the new day dawn, we'll wonder how we wandered for so long, so blind. The wasted world we thought we knew, the light will make it.
I don't know if this was on purpose, but the fact that it was when Dan accepts help, and we're dealing with Dan for a second, that the light is back on Gabe, which is like for Diana right now anyway, for now, Gabe is something that is always there, but it's not constant. Whereas now with Dan, if that's what they were meaning by this, the light is shining on him because it's like the light is shining on all the things he's never dealt with. Finally, it's all snapped and come together. Maybe TMI, and apologies, Dad. But my dad, started. My dad is a recovering alcoholic. He's been sober for over 20 years now. Awesome. But he started drinking when he was 15. So something he had to stop drinking for various reasons when he was like in his 40s. And suddenly he was like, oh, I have to deal with stuff that I haven't dealt with since I was 15. You know what I mean? I had to deal with things that I like. Dan's got to deal with stuff that he hasn't dealt with since he was a young married guy, because he's been completely shut off that whole time. And the fact that the light is on Gabe for that is showing that like he's all of he can't hide that stuff anymore. It's not in the shadows anymore, and maybe that's good. And he's getting help for it. Oh, I mean, she's getting meds. I don't remember that in the original. I could be wrong though.
Look brand new, so let it.
I don't remember that. And seeing a pamphlet, yes. You try things, you get help a little bit. You don't over-medicate. We love this. I love this. I'm like 98% sure that's not in the original. I could be wrong, but I love it. I'm so happy. That the light, there's been light throughout this show, but it's always very hello dear, come here sweetie pie. I'll go to bed soon, I promise. After this I'll go to bed. Poor thing. It's always been very kind of cold looking. It looks very like fluorescent. It looks kind of sterile, or it looks like, things. The light now is so warm, it looks like sunshine. There's no way that's not on purpose. I love that it's all light, but it's the warmth or coolness of it. And right now it looks like the sun is shining on them. And that's really beautiful. Look at him. He A little happy boy.
Sons and daughters, husbands, wives, and fight that fight. There will be light. There will be light. There will be light.
First time we've seen the audience at all. Hey there, friends. It is several days later, and you are in my basement, and we're speaking head on. I know I'm scared too. No one should see all this head on. Anyway, I just want to take a quick thing here at the end and just say something I've probably said a million times in here, but to the people who have discovered me through this reaction series and have then chosen to follow me and are going to follow me on some more musical journeys, I just want to say thank you so much. This has been very, very cool. It's always, I love the stuff I react to so much. I love that I've gotten to find so many new interesting things I would have never seen if I didn't do these videos. But there's something really extra special about getting to talk about something that I'm really passionate about and have people listen and also seem to like what I have to say. That's really cool. Or even if I think something different, we can talk about it, and that's really cool too. I have enjoyed doing this so much, and the fact that I'm going to get to do more musicals and people actually want to watch that is very, very cool. It's very cool. So this is the end for Next to Normal. This show has just been, I was telling my friend about it because, you know, it's going to be going away soon on PBS, and I was thinking about it, and I could be hyperbolic. Granted, I just watched very fresh to me, but I truly believe it is one of the best pieces of theater I've seen. Genuinely. It's truly amazing. And the fact that they took a show that I was always kind of like, I like it, but you know, I would always just not list it amongst my favorites. And now it's become one I will proudly say is one of my favorite musicals. Every member of the cast was something special. If you're lucky, you'll get one amazing actor. If you're extremely lucky, you get two. But the fact that everyone was so great and shined in the way that their character should, they just made me rethink this entire musical in a way that I'll never forget. And you guys got to come with me, and that was pretty cool. Now, while this is the end, I did get someone that requested that I react to some of the behind the scenes stuff. I think it was like an interview thing with the cast, which I don't know how much to say, but I'm happy to. I also want to do in the same video a reaction because I know someone said that Jack Wolf did I Miss the Mountains, I think probably at like 54 Below or something. So I do want to react to that as well. And if I can find any footage of him doing, I know he wasn't in Spring Awakening. He'd be an amazing Moritz. But I think there's like a clip around somewhere of him doing Spring Awakening, and I'll happily watch that. And then I might do, I think for funsies, so we get to know each other more, I'm going to do a quick little video that's like my top 20 stage musicals. Movie musicals, way different list. Stage musicals, and then we are going to hop into the Woods, which I'm very excited about. And yeah, I just wanted to again say thanks so much for coming. I'm trying to think of like I thought about doing like a ranking the numbers in this, but I just can't. If I were to pick like I guess the worst, which there isn't a worst, from this production, like, so I'm not counting reprises, we're talking straight up songs. I mean, I guess Perfect for You, but that's just like a song I never really particularly liked, and so that's it. That's not really fair. And I was trying to think of a best, and I don't know, man. I love that I got to show people some kind of comparisons for some of these to show how vastly different they are. I will say the I Am the One You Don't Know, or flip those, You Don't Know I Am the One, made me really truly begin to appreciate Dan in this a lot more than I ever thought I would. So I guess that, but from the very beginning, it's a million-way tie. I'm gonna say, count it as one for You Don't Know and I Am the One. because I think that's really great. And everyone kind of gets a shine, even Natalie, who's just breaking my heart in the corner, which I wasn't ready for. So there we go. Again, thank you for this awesome journey. I hope you'll join me for the next one. And hey, if you want to watch some of my other videos, I've got, I'm going to be starting a new UK series that's a bounce off of my, that I just finished, Garth Marenghi's Dark Place. I put up a poll that I'm going to do. I was curious to do a TV show. Basically, I saw someone requested I do Severance, and I've already seen Severance. So I just kind of was like, well, you know, there's some TV shows I want to watch. So I was just going to post them and see if anyone wanted to come for the, you know, come on the ride with me. It looks like Adolescence is going to win, which is going to be a hardcore bummer, but I'm pretty psyched about it anyway. And then I'll get to some other stuff. I know someone in the comments didn't want me to do Bluey, and I will 1000%. I've always wanted to watch Bluey. I don't have a kid, but I'm emotional. I'm super ready to watch and most likely cry several times over Bluey. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I'm gonna get back to doing some more like just music reactions as well. I haven't done this performer I love named Ren in a bit. I think he's gonna be the next dude I do. He's got a really great kind of musical-esque, very very theatrical song I'm gonna be doing next called "The Tales of Jenny and Screech." I will warn that it's got a lot of trigger warnings to it, but it is a really amazing thing. He's something special. Anyway. That's all I got, guys. I just wanted to give like a little close out here because this whole thing has meant a lot to me. So thank you so much for coming along, and I hope to continue to see you around. Bye, everybody.